You're now watching Motivation Daily. Let's get tuned in. Hey, what's up? You're rocking with the one and only D-Man. I'm just here to say, do not mix business with pleasure. Because sometimes when you do that, it leads to experiences you do not want to go through. For instance, disrespect. You might be working with somebody, having an employee or a coworker. When you start messing around with them, it can lead to disrespect. You might want them to do something and they might not want to do it. They might be lenient towards it because they feel like, we have that relationship, we sleep with each other, so why do I really gotta take you serious? You got a soft spot for me, so I'm not really gonna do it. What about other people who do what you tell them to do if you're in that position to do so, or just off respect of having a coworker and you guys have established that level of respect for one another, they'll just do it. When you start messing around with people, it leads to stuff you do not want to go through. Also, jealousy. You might be sleeping with a male or a female at your job. Vice versa, depending on which sex you are. You might be sleeping with somebody, and that person that you mess with might see you talking to another person, and they might get jealous and be very petty and act rude and treat you very wrong at the end of the day because they see how you interacting with other people. And that can affect the business and the chemistry and the organization of the things that's happening in the vicinity. And also, you can get used. When you apply for a job or you're hired under that belief that if you mess around with a certain person or a boss or an employee or whatever, and they're going to give you that position, you're being used. And once you enter into that type of situation, they're constantly being manipulated and being taken advantage of just to hold a position. If somebody wants to offer me something and they want to take advantage of me just to give it to me, I don't want it. You can keep it. I don't want it. Because some of these people, they'll do that to other people, but they don't want that for themselves or their own kids or their family members. And sometimes they've actually been through that. So that's all they know, and they put it back out into the world, and that's very bad and negative. So be careful with that. You will get used. People will play you. People will take advantage of you if you allow them to. You sleep with them. You do all types of things. They'll constantly want that and expect you to do that because that's how you got hired. You started it that way, and they usually want to finish it that way. Also, you can lose your business in the process of doing stuff like that. You can get fired. If you're a boss, you're sleeping with an employee, or you're messing with a coworker, whatever the case is, you can get fired. If things go wrong and they start telling everybody, you can get fired. Or they can file a lawsuit against you. All types of stuff comes with those things. So sometimes you have to have discipline. You have to know if you're in a position to take care of people and work with people, appreciate them, do the job, grow, keep it moving. Don't sleep with them, don't play with them, don't do things that will make your business crumble. It's not worth it at the end of the day. It's not worth it. Your secrets will be exposed. All your business will be in the streets. That person will be telling people what's going on, or the employee, the boss, whoever might be telling people what's going on. People will see it. It's not a good look. It doesn't look good when you're in a professional setting and you're working with people and you're trying to get a job done. Keep your thing in your pants, and ladies, hold yourself. When you're working and you're doing stuff, be professional. That's why when we go for interviews, they want us to be professional, and actually be in that mindset and do the job. If anybody's trying to take advantage of you, it is not worth it. Leave it alone. Also, when you sleep with people or you mix business with pleasure, you get a half or poor performance when you're working with people that do that stuff with you. You're sleeping with a coworker and you tell them, hey, I need you to go do this. I want you to do this. They might not even take it serious because it's you and they're messing with you. They're not really going to care. They're going to feel like, well, I mess with him so I can do whatever I want, I'm a chill. While everybody else is working, that person is probably sitting down, being comfortable in that person's office, and people are looking like, why is that person always in this person's office? What's really going on? And it's a bad look. It's not good. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. It can ruin families if you're married and you're messing with a coworker and your wife find out you're sleeping at the office, you're staying there late and cold, you're saying it's so busy, I'm having all these meetings. Yet you're really with somebody and you guys are getting it in. Y'all getting it in like they ain't no tomorrow. Y'all are doing it like rabbits. It's not worth it. I'm trying to tell you. You can lose your family. You might have kids. You can lose your kids. Man, you can go through a whole lot of stuff. Divorce, things you do not expect. Because in that moment, you're caught up in that world of what you're doing with that person. Let it be. It is not worth it. For instance, I had a girl that used to work with me. We were grinding, we were doing our thing. And she started to have a crush on me, whatever. She liked me. But I had to respect the fact that I was working with her as her boss and not to fall for that. We spoke about it. We said, hey, look, well, if we ever, succeed at what we try and do, that's left for us to decide if we want to do that at the end of the day. Because I was single, she was single. But while you're working for me now, no, I can't talk to you because you might get jealous and you might mess up what I got going on, because you have a lot of my personal information. You could put that out in the streets. You can delete some of my stuff. You can do whatever you want because my information is at your mercy and we're having a relationship. And I noticed when she would work for me, she would do certain things that I didn't like. Like she would follow a lot of males instead of females. If females follow me, she'll unfollow them, you know, instead of following them back. Just different things I noticed, you know. And whenever a girl would message me, she'll delete the message, you know, so I wouldn't even know who messaged me, or she'll block certain people, you know. But at the end of the day, I feel like she did a good job in her own way. But I felt like when it came to other things other than the job, like people trying to connect with me or females trying to get at me, you know, she didn't want to see that happen. So what happened? She would block it in some type of way. So those type of experiences I didn't appreciate. So you have to be careful, you know, and at the end of the day, we stopped working. So imagine if me and her would have been working, and I would have had a relationship with her, and she seen me message another chick, she probably would have got mad, probably would have done some stuff. You know, I'm not saying that's what she would do, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Because, you know, you're dealing with people's emotions, and they can get hurt, and they can do some crazy things. Some people can lose their life, you know, when someone really loves you and they're not trying to let go, and you've built up this facade and made them believe this and believe that, and you know, it's at the workplace and you gotta go. It's just so much stuff that comes with it. So at the end of the day, it's not worth it. I've seen co-workers fight. I've seen a woman injure a male, you know, that was a manager at a job I was working at, you know, burnt this dude, you know. I've seen some stuff. It happens. I've seen people fight. You know, I've seen couples come to jobs and they're going back and forth because they're trying to figure out what's really going on, you know, in the workplace. You know, so it's not worth it. Do not mix business with pleasure. You will save yourself a whole lot of stress. I'm trying to tell you now. Like I'm talking about, I got more on the way. Hey, if you like what I'm doing, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bells to see more content that I drop on a daily basis. Also, if you have any suggestions or advice for me to improve my content or topics to speak about, make sure you email me at ngns1ent@gmail.com. Thanks for your time and continue watching D-Man!